Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Sailor Nation Sports Network here from the Sailor Soccer Center, the John Vandervelde and Extra Realty broadcast booth on a very kind of cloudy senior night here as the Sailor Varsity Boys Soccer takes on the Grandville Bulldogs. And once again, we're going to have the opportunity to see the graduating seniors, a pretty heavy senior varsity team this year. Sailors coming in 3-10-2 overall, 2-4-1 in the Otto Kent Green. Grandville coming in at 6-7-1 overall, League 1-6. So they're on the red. Okay, red. And both teams struggling a little bit this year. Sailors still trying to find their rhythm, I guess, if you will, with the talent that they have on this team. Last broadcast that we covered last week was the Purple Community game, and it was a tough, heartbreaking loss. Sailors played extremely well against the Ducks of Zeeland, and they really wanted that win, not only for the Purple game, the Purple Community game, but they also wanted it because it was a OK Green opponent. And a very good one at that. They played them extremely tough, but they just ended up down one goal at the very end of the game. But they did come out of that with a lot of good stuff. Honestly, they were doing very, very well against that team overall. It was an incredible battle through the first half, both teams scoring just before halftime, within 30 seconds of each other to tie the game up 1-1, and then again the Ducks taking the lead in the second half and taking the win overall. But tonight the Mona Shores Sailors are going to be facing off against the Grandville Bulldogs, and we're going to be doing some of the senior night announcements here in just a few minutes. Once again, we'll be turning that over to Tim Lipan to do the announcements. Joining me tonight, once he gets the opportunity to come up here, will be Art Dorsey, the JV head coach. Art just finished up his game. They were able to win at the JV level against the Grandville Bulldogs, and we're hoping the varsity level will be able to do that as well. On the camera tonight, Mr. Kim Kotis. He's hoping to stay dry tonight, and we are keeping an eye on the weather, hoping to make sure that we can keep this game going all night till it's completed. Hopefully nothing is going to be canceled. So right now we're going to turn the audio over to Mr. Tim Lipan.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sailor Soccer Stadium here on the campus of Mona Shores High School. Tonight we welcome our visitors, the Bulldogs from Grandville High School. Mona Shores would like to thank all players, officials, and spectators for joining us at tonight's contest. The OK Conference serves to promote character development through educational athletics and empowers our athletes, coaches, officials, and fans to be role models for sportsmanship and fair play on the pitch and in our communities. We ask everyone in attendance to abide by these values and help us create a supportive environment in which our athletes may play, our officials may work, and you, the spectator, may enjoy. Thank you in advance for your support. And now, here's the lineup for tonight's contest. First, for the visiting Bulldogs of Grandville High School. Number 0 is Tristan Freeman. Number 1, Bryce Clunder. Number 3 is Juan Trinidad Lara. Number 4, Jackson Kidd. Number 5, Max Callender. Number 6, Ethan Webster. Number 7 is Max Pullman. Number 8 is Ryder Carriam. Number 9, Nick Jaworowitz. Number 10, Luke Corville. Number 11 is Kelvin Antwi. Number 12, Chris Perez. Number 13, Colin Nas. Number 14 is Mason Osterink. Number 15 is Kyle Van Boys. Number 16, Owen Vasquez. Number 17 is Caden Webster. Number 18, Jack Krasuski. Number 9, Zach Sneller. Number 20 is Jake Karanen. Number 21 is Henry Parker. Number 22 is Petey Mudagiri. Number 23, Parker Dunlap. Number 24 is Joaquin Toro, and number 99 is Tanner Bauer. The Bulldogs are coached by Nick De La Luz. Sailor fans, tonight's a very special night here at Mona Shores. Tonight is senior night, where we honor our seniors and their parents. First, I'll introduce the underclassmen, and then we'll get to our seniors. First up, number 2 is Julian Powell. Number 5, Drew Davis. Number 9 is Anthony Camro. Number 10, Preston Rose. Number 14, Andrew Hillen. Number 17 is Jordan Webster. Number 18, Adam Flemmer. Number 19 is Colin Holman. And number 21 is Charles Woolery. And now, for our seniors and their parents. First up, senior goalkeeper number 0 is Dylan Brady, the son of Terry and Kendra Brady. Dylan says his dad has had the biggest influence on his soccer career. After high school, he plans to start classes at Muskegon Community College. Next up, it's senior goalkeeper number 1, Caden Semlo. He's the son of Scott and Lori Semlo. Caden says goalie coach Dave Prout had the biggest influence on his soccer career. After high school, he plans to attend Muskegon Community College, then pursue a physical therapist degree. Next up is senior right back number 3. It's Hunter Vanderwater, son of Jennifer Vanderwater. Hunter says his teammates have had the biggest influence on his soccer career. After high school, he plans to attend college for academics. Next we have senior right back number 6, Luke Carr, the son of Lindsay and Asa Carr. Luke said Coach Bill has had the biggest influence on his soccer career. After high school, he plans to become a Russian translator. Next we have senior striker number 7, it's Kyle Anderson, son of Julie Anderson and Chris Anderson. Kyle said Mike Tyson has had the biggest influence on his soccer career. Go figure. After high school, he plans to go into construction or the Navy. Senior outside back number 8, Noah Ross is next. He's the son of Heather and Tony Ross. Noah said his grandpa Tobiason has had the biggest influence on his soccer career. After high school, he plans to become a commercial airline pilot. Next we have senior back number 11, McLean Vandenberg, son of Stacy Best and Travis Vandenberg. McLean said his mom has had the biggest influence on his soccer career. After high school, he plans to become an electrician. Next, we have senior outside mid, number 12. It's Evan McPherson. He's the son of Sean and Angela McPherson. Evan said his parents have had the biggest influence on his soccer career. Evan has not yet decided his plans after high school. Next, we have senior center mid, number 13, Grayson Drexler. The son of Frank and Chris Drexler. Grayson said his parents have had the biggest influence on him. After high school, he plans to attend Muskegon Community College. Next, we have senior outside center back, number 15, Caden Burgess. He's the son of Bree and Jason Burgess. Caden said his parents have had the biggest influence on his soccer career. After high school, he plans to attend Grand Valley State University. Next, it's midfielder number 16, Easton Lopez, son of Tom and Amy Lopez. Easton said Coach Leffring has had the biggest influence on his soccer career. After high school, he plans to play college soccer. Next, we have senior forward number 20. It's Antonio Lewis, the son of Kim and Ben Lewis. And Tony said KP has had the biggest influence on his soccer career. After high school, he plans to attend Olivet College for a degree in exercise science. Then we have senior outside mid number 22. It's Clayton Brown, son of Brent and Kristen Brown. Clayton said his dad has had the biggest influence on his soccer career. Clayton has not yet decided his plans after high school. Then we have senior right, left mid. He couldn't figure that out. Ethan Fulton. He's the son of Brian and Kim Fulton. Ethan said his mom and dad have had the biggest influence on his career. After high school, he plans to attend Grandville State University for a physician assistant degree. Mona Shores fans, these are your 2023 Mona Shores Senior Sailors. The Sailors are coached by Bill Malaziotis, Zach Teachma, Trevor Teachma, and Hayden Yaros. And now, if able, please stand. Gentlemen, please remove your hats and face the press box as we salute the United States of America with the singing of our national anthem. Holding the flag today is Jarrett Merritt. Tonight, the anthem is sung by Mona Shores senior Sarah Harper.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That is Sarah Harper. Let's hear it for her. Wow. Hey, we'd also like to extend a warm Mona Shores welcome to tonight's officials. Thanks for being here, guys. We can't play the match without you. Happy to have you. Our athletic trainer tonight.
Well, there you have it, folks. Senior night here at the Sailor Soccer Complex as the Mona Shores boys senior or varsity soccer team getting ready to take on the Bulldogs of Grandville. And joining me now, finally, after a hard-fought win, the head JV coach, Mr. Art Dorsey. Art, thanks for joining us up here today.
Yeah, no problem.
You're here to provide all of the expertise there is to provide in soccer. And I don't know, other than somebody with the last name of Malaziotis or Kimball or something, you're up there in those names. That's where I put your name.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's good stuff as far as I'm concerned. Art, I was thinking about it. You and I, loosely go back to probably about 20 years when my kids were playing rec league. And I coached some of those teams when you were running the rec league stuff down there.
Yeah, for sure.
So, well, thanks for joining us here to help give us a little bit more depth to the broadcast and everything else. So,
how are the boys doing?
Well, Noah's doing well. I had two daughters. Noah is down in Cincinnati now.
Oh.
So he's an aerospace engineer down there at GE Aviation. So, yeah, he's got a pretty big brain on his head. All the kids have really big brains. So, but my oldest daughter is at GVSU's junior year, and Isla is her senior year right now. So,
yeah, nice.
Last one. So welcome everybody here. John Vandervelde, the Nexus Realty broadcast booth, and we're hoping. Keep an eye on the radar over here. It looks like maybe that rain is going to break up and we're going to be able to get a relatively nice game in. So
let's hope so.
So, Art, let's talk a little bit about the struggles that this varsity team has been seeing over the first, 15 games in about?
Yep.
It's been a struggle to see them come together. Like, they've got a lot of talent on this team. It just hasn't really, they've fought hard. We were here broadcasting the Purple game last week, and they fought all the way to the very end on that thing. And that has been the case for the majority of the games that they've played. What's the missing link in that, do you think?
I think that the boys are pretty beat up right now, like a lot of most teams.
Sure.
You know, most teams at this point are nicked and dinged, but we've got some big contributors that are out. So that you've had to fill in with players that maybe haven't got as many minutes. You know, but at the end of the day, I think that this will end up helping them come district time.
Sure.
Because when you need to count on some of these players that don't normally play some minutes, they've gotten quite a bit of minutes. So it will, I think, in the end up helping them come postseason time.
We were kind of going over that roster for the Purple game, and that was one of the more complete rosters that they had all season as far as illnesses and injuries.
Yeah.
And they played the Ducks really, really tough. That was a good Ducks team that they came in, and they held them pretty even pretty much the whole game.
Yeah. Yep. Zeeland West and Zeeland East both have been notably, you know, upper tier of the conference, middle to the upper tier. Zeeland West this year, with only losing one game so far, has really stepped up, and it was a good game.
Well, this Grandville team looks like they're kind of in almost the same boat, at least record-wise, as far as their struggles, their identity as well coming into this. They're only one win in conference. They're the OK Red Conference. What do you expect we're going to see out of this match today?
I think it'll be a good game. It looks like we've got some of the regulars back in, going to play today.
Good.
So I feel like, you know, any team that comes from the OK Red is going to be pretty good. So this should be a good matchup.
Who makes up the OK Red in soccer? Do you know that?
East Countwood, Grand Haven, Hudsonville, Rockford, Jennison, Granville, obviously.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing a couple. It's usually the Division One. West Ottawa is in that.
Similar to the football setup as far as the conference is exactly the same. Okay, so the OK Green, as it stands right now, is the same opponents that you'd see the football team play in. So Union, you've got Muskegon, you've got the Zeelands, the Reese Puffers, and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
We are officially underway here at Sailor Soccer Complex. We saw last week a very even field time, in each zone. There was no real lopsided amount of time in one end to the other. And it looked as though the majority of it, they didn't get a chance to really set anything up. It was kind of those you got a couple of opportunities, dump a couple of opportunities, go back, both teams doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Do you suspect having some of those players back this time that you'll see some more actual, movement, good passing, get that ball moving forward, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I think so. I think that you'll see a little more possession today out of Sailors, Mona Shores.
Mm-hmm.
You've got some of your guys starting to get a little healthier. I think that some of our mids who will help us possess the ball a little bit more are starting to get a little more healthy and should help out quite a bit.
Looks like we have Caden Semlo starting in goal. I noticed that we switched at halftime. Is that a pretty typical move by
Yep.
Coach
Usually,
Bill?
Yep. Bill they'll still play half and half.
Mm-hmm.
As we get to the postseason, a lot of times he'll try to go with the keeper who's hot.
Sure. And they really both played well in the last game that we covered, which was nice to see. I mean, a team is probably considering themselves lucky if they have one keeper that can play well. When you've got two, that's even more icing on the cake.
For sure. And they both, we are very lucky to have both of them. And they, any day can step up and win a game for you.
Yeah,
that's either keeper.
That's huge for a team, especially when you're going into districts and you want to start working your way through into the playoffs. So far, most of the action has been down in the Grandville end of the field. Sailors looking to maintain that possession and to keep that pressure on this Bulldogs team. Art, how long you been in soccer? Good grief.
I've coached in the area for 25 years.
Yeah. Oh. Sailors. All right. Trying to get it out to the side, get it out from in front of the net.
Yeah, number 20, Antonio's got a lot of speed. When he breaks in, he's a great player. He's only played soccer for this is his third year.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that, no kidding? Oh,
Yep.
that's right. He played football, didn't
Yep.
he? That's right.
Yep, he's come a long ways in 3 years. He started outside back his first year of JV, and then they ended up moving him up top last year, and he had a pretty big impact. And this year he's had a great impact. Maybe not as many goals as he would have liked,
Sure.
but he's definitely creating opportunities.
Well, first things, I saw the light blue shirt down there. It threw me off. I was thinking that Sailor's keeper was down this way. So we are now down in the Bulldogs' end. But I wanted to mention, too, last week we heard so much Antonio Lewis and Easton Lopez. And that's phenomenal to have, a third-year player be able to step up with that athleticism and really make that kind of, impact in the game. So Sailors looking for a takeaway here. You'll notice, too, that when it gets down here, I'll go to the screen.
That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, this we talked last week that this booth was not broadcaster view friendly.
No, not at all. That's nice to have this. You can see the whole
absolutely
the whole front of the field.
Yep.
No, that's another thing. This complex is fantastic.
It is.
They've really done a great job with it. The school really put some money into the soccer program in this facility. It's great.
We covered the ceremonial dedication. Is that 2 years ago now?
I think so. Yeah.
So, and that was cool to have the Kimball family here, and that history and everything else. And boy, Art, I'll tell you, soccer has come on so heavily in probably the last 5-10 years, especially. They had soccer back when I was in high school. I graduated in '93, but it didn't get nearly as much attention as it does now. And there are just so many talented athletes that are gravitating towards soccer, and it's pretty awesome to see.
Yeah, I think that I graduated in '95. There was just a few schools in the area that had it.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Orchard View. I actually played at Muskegon as well. Orchard View was a club team. I ended up going back and finishing at OV. There wasn't very many teams. Fruitport had a team that was fairly recent. Reese Pufford had theirs for a few years. Mona Shores had theirs for a few years. Muskegon had theirs for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
But the Orchard Views and those schools were just starting. Whitehalls were just starting to pop up. Montague. Now pretty much every school has it.
Yeah, and then you add travel. The premier travels and all that kind of stuff. It has really boomed.
Yeah, especially in our area. Our local club is Sailor Soccer Club, and then now our travel side is MFA Lakeshore, or MFA North Shore. And it really, we went from, back when you were a coach, we probably had 350 kids at the club to now, between both clubs, over 1,000.
Wow, that's just incredible. And I thought it was a lot of kids back then. I mean, it's just grown exponentially. And that's such an awesome feeder for this level, for boys and girls.
Absolutely.
It's just incredible to see that kind of interest. I just think you're going to see more and more, quality play out of these teams as they get older with just because of that, just the
yes, for sure,
introduction in the rec league stuff.
They not only have our numbers have grown, but our level has grown as well.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be 10 years ago, we didn't even have premier soccer in this area.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're loaded with premier teams. And now we've got some teams that are even in the Directors Academy and in the National League. So soccer has grown in numbers and really in quality along the lakeshore as well.
I was just going to say the lakeshore has caught the eye of some of these other. And speaking of that, there was a development a few months ago with the soccer complex out on Porter?
Yeah.
Where there's a new organization that kind of has come in and helped to do that. That's kind of an offshoot of what we just talked about with getting the attention of some of these bigger league people.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. So we were West Michigan Storm. That was our other half of the Sailor side. We got to the point where we had a lot of players leaving to go play in Grand Rapids because they couldn't get the level that we had here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the last few years, it started being whole teams that were going to have to start leaving because we had capped out at what we could offer. the soccer side of Grand Rapids was still quite a bit ahead of the Lakeshore area. So we thought a collaboration with a club that would branch out over here and give us some of those alleys to play at a higher level, I thought was a no-brainer to have them come in and kind of not really take over what we did, but elevate what we've been doing.
Right. Yeah, and I actually was at one of the there's a shot on goal, and that's going to hit the back of the net. We'll take a look on the Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay here. Allowing somebody to get unadulterated access to the front of the net like that makes it very difficult for the keeper to.
Yeah, our outside back's got to step up there, or our number 6 has to step up and fill that gap.
So Grandville marks the board first at the 31-minute, 52-second left mark. Again, the Sailors still looking to find exactly where the groove is for both offense and defense. And this is a really heavy senior group as well. Did I count like 11 seniors or something like that?
There's
Maybe
14.
Even 14, that's what it was, yep. 14 seniors, and it looks like there's you only have 2 sophomores on there and a handful of juniors as well. What does it look like for the JV team? You're probably more intimate with that knowledge as far as the next year. I mean, with a lot of these seniors going, you're going to lose a lot of that group.
Oh yeah,
up to the top. That's a lot of room to fill.
Yep, our JV we've got a great 8th grade class coming in. We've got multiple kids that are playing MLS next, so that will depend on too if they decide to stay MLS next or they play high school. And then on the JV side, I think that group is fairly new to soccer. I think that they work really hard, and I think that if we can build them in the off season, we'll be right back to where we need to be.
Yeah, and that's nice having the 8th grade team that can come up and just looking at your roster here, it's a majority of freshmen.
Yeah.
You're going to lose probably all of your sophomores and probably half of your freshmen just to fill that gap. So having a strong 8th grade team coming up really helps you as the JV coach.
Yeah.
So how many I remember this conversation last year with the competition between some of those MLS level things and actually playing for your high school. Same problem exists at the hockey level.
Oh yeah.
Where there have these that's where the talent really sometimes gravitates towards, so they can get the exposure to the development and everything else if they're looking to go forward. How impactful has that been in getting some key players to make these teams go?
So about 5 years ago, it was pretty heavy where your top players didn't play high school up until about 5 years ago. What you're starting, a lot of the kids are chasing college scholarships, and these other programs sell that you play for us and you'll get a college scholarship. Unfortunately, that's not exactly how it works, and there's many kids now that have realized that that's not the only path.
Well, I'd say Abe Fry was probably one of the perfect examples of that.
Absolutely. There's a kid out of Reese Puffer named Liam Smith who's going to be playing at Western.
Yep.
We had an 01, an 02, and an 03 Storm groups where 44 of those girls are playing college soccer.
Sure.
That also played on their high school team. So is it easier? Do you get seen a little bit at the MLS Next situation? Sure. But you can, if you want to play college soccer, you still have, no matter where you play, you still have to go and get, seen. So you go to ID camps, you go to some of the ID camps, you'll go to college showcase tournaments, but you got to make a connection with the college coach.
Sure. Yep.
And so now the more that information is out, so players are realizing that, hey, I can still play on my high school team and get where I want to go.
How does Huddle and stuff like Sailor Nation Sports Network change that access to some of these college, coaches and recruiting and that kind of stuff?
They're able to see it a lot more.
Yeah.
See the players.
It has to. It absolutely has to.
I don't have to drive, all the way from, if I'm talking to a college in Pennsylvania, that guy doesn't have to come here. He can log on to your network.
Yep. Or see your Huddle stuff.
in Huddle.
Yep.
ultimately, before they make that choice, they're going to want to bring you in.
Yep. They're going to want to see you at a camp or come to a game or whatever it may be that they need to do to get that action. But
we've done a much better job of connecting our players with the college. And to be honest, it also helps with, the coaches. Like, up till about 5-6 years ago, a lot of the high school coaches were just guys that have done it for a bit. But now you're starting to see a lot of the higher club level coaches who understand the recruiting process and everything take over high school programs.
It's going to be a push on the Sailors. Looking to see. Going to get a direct kick out of that, Art?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, our outside back took him down.
So 27:03 left here, Sailor Soccer Complex, as the boys varsity soccer team takes on the Bulldogs of Grandville on a very cloudy and almost rainy senior night. Here with me in the booth today is Mr. Art Dorsey, the JV coach, Mona Shore Soccer, boys soccer. How long have you been the JV coach now?
This is my second year here.
Okay. And he gets it.
That actually was a nice free kick.
Unbelievable. Let's take a look on the Lake Michigan Insurance instant replay on that one. Boy, he floated that perfect right over the top.
Yeah, that dipped heavily. That's a great shot. There's not much you can do about that as a keeper or as your defense.
So the Bulldogs go up 2-0 here on the Sailors. Not even halfway through our first half of play. Sailors now playing out of a little bit of a hole. Going to have to start playing with a little bit of sense of urgency. I always like to mention to anybody that's watching, and if you're not familiar with soccer, soccer scores can change on a dime.
This is true.
It is unbelievable to see. That purple game was a perfect example. Inside of a 30-second span, both teams scored. It had gone the entire first half nothing, and then all was bang, bang.
Soccer's a big momentum game.
It sure is. I've seen, too, where momentum can work against you. Like, it drives the other team a little harder.
This is true as well. I think it's gonna take a bit for the back four to start getting used to each other again.
Oh, boy, that was an incredible opportunity. Let's take a look on Lake Michigan Insurance instant replay. Good feed up, had just enough to give it a kick, but just went wide right.
Yeah, just wide. It was a great run to get in.
Yeah, sure was. Sure was. So 2-0, 25-35 left and counting.
For the Sailors, number 4, Ethan Fulton.
So Lewis and I were up here. We were wondering if they were actually player names or if you were calling out like codes with Lewis, or not Lewis, but it was Lewis. Julian, Lewis, and George. Yeah, all we heard up here was Julian.
Yep, Julian's my outside back.
Lewis and George. We thought maybe we were calling him plays, or maybe you were
last names. The problem is like there's like 5 groups. There's about 5 first names on our team. So I got to use last names, otherwise they'll have no idea who I'm talking to.
My middle name is Julian, so I thought I was in trouble all the time.
Sure,
usually
right?
When I hear my middle name,
right?
That was funny.
The JV boys played well today. That was a well-deserved win.
I was just watching a little bit of it because I caught the second half of that game, and they scored 2 of their goals towards the end of that second half, and they looked like they gelled together pretty good as a squad.
Yeah, they've really come a long ways. When we started the season, it's a lot of boys that were maybe not high-level club kids. A lot of kids that have come through the Sailor recreation, and which is not common at Mona Shores. Usually, you have a lot of high-level club kids, but for what these kids don't have in high-level club, they make up in heart, and they really work hard. And they've really put in extra work, and you see the results.
It's amazing sometimes how just that little extra work and a dedication to your craft can overcome a lot of deficiency, maybe in talent or whatever it is.
That is 100% true. You'll drive by any Saturday or Sunday, and you'll see these boys. There'll be 5, 6, 10 of them out here playing, just getting extra touches in.
Yeah, that's incredible. And it speaks volumes to the coaching staff, to the and the future, really the future of, soccer here at Mona Shores. And within the whole Lakeshore, like you said, getting the attention of some of these other leagues.
Yep, absolutely.
23-15, still ticking down. Sailors looking to get it out of their end. It's hard to score that far away from the Grandville Bulldogs goal. What do we, as far as like setups, is a balance of offense, midfield, defense, is there a particular style? Do they call it a 3-8-3 or is
for us we're more a 4-4-2. They play
4-4-2, okay.
They play a couple forwards up top, 4 back, 4 mids. We are more of a counter team, so we'll drop back and defend, and then play it to one of our 9s, who are the forwards, who either it goes through or we hold it up, and then try to find our mids to build up the field.
Gotcha.
We're still trying to find that mix, though.
The right balance of where that is, yep. Well, and like you'd mentioned, it's hard to do that when you have players that are injured early on. You don't have the opportunity to play them together, and you hope that as this season continues to develop closer to districts that you start to see that gelling together and it plays off.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for. It's been crazy how many guys every game you're missing. And it's not the same ones all the time.
Do you see it mostly as injuries, or is there some illness in there too as well?
Yeah, there's been nice shot, nice save. There's been a couple games where we've had 3 or 4 kids just sick.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. So 21-25 left here, first half of play. Sailors playing from behind here, 2-0 the Bulldogs. Senior night. The Sailor defense has had to do the majority of the work here tonight. The centering pass.
Yeah, the number 10 center back, Adam Fleener, he's a sophomore. He'll be a good one going forward. He'll be a nice player to build around.
Of the juniors that we have, which ones do you think are going to be the ones to fully step up on that?
I think number 19, Cohen.
Yeah.
Cohen Holman. I think very solid player. Even at this point, one of the better players in the area. He'll be forced with a choice to make next year. He has a club team that he plays on that's an MLS Next type team. So he'll have a choice next year to make if he's going to play high school or if he's going to play club. Being his senior year, I'd be surprised if his choice wasn't high school.
Sure.
But he'll definitely be the leader of the group for sure. He was my captain last year on JV.
Cohen is one of our broadcasting crew as well. He covers pretty much everything throughout the remainder of the year. He doesn't sit up here with us and run any cameras during this. He's pretty preoccupied with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cohen is constant all year long working his soccer. So you're absolutely right on
Very
that.
good kid, very good hard worker.
And it's nice to have just a handful of the sophomores, like you had mentioned with Fleener and everything, being able to step up with that experience at the varsity level again next year and then the year after that as well. So, and you hope too that they do take the opportunity for the actual high school. Well, there's some speed coming down. Is that Lopez?
Yep.
Okay.
Easton Lopez on the far side.
Boy, he's fast.
Very fast. Very good player.
Yep.
I think
super fast.
Collegiately, he'll probably be a defender. a more outside back. He's a real gritty player as well. He's still trying to decide where he's going to play, but he definitely will have options.
Sure. It just blows my mind, too, that Antonio Lewis has only got 3 years playing.
Yeah.
Again, just naturally athletic to be able to fall into this, grasp it. You know, you talk about having a sense in whatever sport it is, football, soccer, basketball, baseball sense, football sense. Soccer sense is totally different than anything else. It's a pace, it's an anticipation. There's so much, and we talked about it off air before the game started. I think it's one of the more underrated physical games that are out there. You know, football is one that rises to the top. You've got soccer and lacrosse, both that are incredibly physical. Wrestling is another one. Mental games and physical combinations, I'd say that wrestling and soccer have to be up there near the top.
I would agree.
Just by the duration of the physicality that you need to do in each one of the contests that you're doing. It's incredible what you've got to do once you really truly dive into it.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot to dissect of the game. And you know, it's funny, you'll see kids that are super talented, but they don't get the X's and O's side of it.
Sure. Yep.
You know, soccer's so much more than just dribbling and shooting.
Yep. 17:08 here left in the first half. Sailors still playing from behind, down 2-0. Really struggling to get it out of our end. Grandville keeping the pressure on.
Yeah, we look like we've got some heavy legs today.
Yeah. You guys had a game Saturday, is that correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, they played Saturday versus West Ottawa.
Gotcha. And is that the second time you've played West Ottawa?
Yeah, we played in a tournament
early,
at West Ottawa probably mid-season.
Yep, I recall that.
A little bit towards the beginning, I guess. Great tournament, lots of great teams. Kind of helps you decide where you're at.
Well, you get a flavor of what you're going to see going forward. Districts, and that was a dangerous play by the keeper down there.
Yeah.
Allow that rebound to get loose. But he's able to wrap it up. It gives you a flavor of what you're going to see as you go further down in districts and any other level that you get into the playoffs. So.
No, then they played West Ottawa the first time in the tournament, and they won 3-0. They played a very good, complete game. But again, that's when everybody's healthy. And then we played them Saturday, and you had a lot of guys in and out, and a lot of guys kind of sick and just not. It was not a great situation for the Shores team for that day.
Sure.
But that's soccer, you know. You got to learn to play through some things.
You do. I mean, especially tournaments like that, because that changes pretty quick, honestly.
Absolutely.
Can't just give up on the rest of the day just because. So that shot goes wide left of the keeper, 15-12 and counting down first half. Semelo looking to send it out of his end of the field. Antonio Lewis coming in on a substitution. Rain drops I see on the window here. I see that Kimmin has thrown the bag over the camera, so we continue on. At least by radar indications, it looks like it may just stay some light rain for just a little bit. Hopefully we can get through this whole thing.
Yeah, that'll be nice. We have a good week this week as far as game-wise. We play today, and then we play Saturday.
Okay.
So we've got some recovery time and some time to work on a few things. So
big shot straight down the middle. But Cohen was able to head that one back the other direction. Sailors working to move it down into the Bulldogs' end. Looking for, there we go. That's a nice feed up. This could be an opportunity. Nobody there to get across, though.
Yeah, that's a tough part of the formation when you play this 4-4-2 and we fall back and defend so heavy.
Right.
It's our outside players should be getting up into the play, but course, that counts on your energy.
Right, and then you mentioned heavy legs. That's going to be a factor for sure. Looks like we're going to send it in on our. That's an opportunity. Looks like the Bulldogs are. Oh, no, we're making a fight for it. Keep it in there. Bulldogs take it away. Those are the opportunities that you want to be able to get something strung together, keep it in there, get at least another shot or two on goal.
Yeah, and we've had those opportunities. It seems that we're missing that one last pass.
Yeah, what is it? One last pass, and they break it up or whatever it may be. I've watched a couple different times where your traditional corner kick where you're sending it in, hoping to be able to get a header on it. But I've also seen last game quite a bit where you kind of play it safe. You just dish it out to somebody standing right next to the corner and then look to set it up as well. Is there a particular time you use one versus the other on that?
No.
It's just
no, just your choice.
Play?
Yeah, your feel. Today for the JV game we used it quite a bit because they packed in real fast and they were slow developing their defense. So we rushed our 2 players out and got great opportunities just by playing it fast with 2 out there.
Who makes the decision on that? Is that the coach's decision or is that the players out there taking a look at it?
Sometimes both. I'll if the players want to take 2, run 2 out there and go, I allow them to do it.
Okay.
I'll never be like, oh, you should not have done 2. But there'll be times where we're lazy getting in, and I'll let them know, hey, I need 2 out there. Let's run 2. But most of the time, I put it on the players to make that decision.
And that's part of the development of leadership within the team and everything else. So 11:54 here left first half. Still looking to find some gears in the Sailors' play on the field here as we celebrate senior night, hoping to take a win out of the Sailor Soccer Complex. The Bulldogs are putting up a fight right now. Sailors down 2-0.
I believe this game last year at Grandville ended 1-1.
Really?
I believe it was a tie.
Shot on goal, right straight from the center of the field. Another tough angle for the keeper to really do anything about. It's good movement. He pulled the ball away from him and just had a great shot on.
Yeah. We can't reach in there. We have to get there, chopper feed, stay in front of the player.
Yeah. Can't give him that easy of a shot, really.
No. Nope. Our number 6 position, our defensive mid, stepped and lost track of the ball, and he touched it by him and got an open shot.
So the Sailors playing from an even bigger hole now, down 3-0. 11:15 left to play. Welcome everybody here to the John Vandervelde, the Nexus Realty broadcast booth here at the Sailor Soccer Center. Kim Akotis on the camera, down on the sidelines, and Mr. Art Dorsey, the JV boys soccer coach, joining me here in the booth, providing excellent color commentary for this broadcast. Fantastic work. Had Jason Burgess up here.
Nice.
Last week during the Purple game.
Yeah.
And it was his first time as well, and he did well. So you guys are welcome back anytime you guys want to jump on the broadcast.
Good to know. Yeah, his wife Bree is I work with her at Van Andel Research Institute.
We talked a lot about that. And actually Bree came up and did an interview to talk about the whole Purple community game, and
she does a great job there. Yeah. She's one of our scientists that puts a lot of work in.
Yeah. Now, what do you do at the Van Andel Institute?
So I do a little bit of everything. I do a lot of maintenance tech. We do anything from fixing science equipment, some of the equipment, to washing beakers, to doing snow plowing, to whatever the institute needs, we fill in with whatever we can.
All the tangible, physical, behind the scenes, needs to move, work, and be ready type stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Boy, that was another almost big arc right into that top left corner over there.
That kid's got that shot down
He
back.
does. He does. This is just a little bit high and to the left. So the Sailors are going to take advantage of that. A goal kick, 9:12 left, counting down first half, down 3-0.
Hopefully we get something here to change the momentum.
Yeah, one before the half would be nice. It would be at least something to feel good about going into halftime. Those not familiar, 2 40-minute halves. No stoppage time added on. It's just straight to the end of the 40 minutes. The only time the clock stops is on a goal or an injury, correct?
Yep.
And a penalty.
I think the last 3 minutes they'll stop. If a team's down by 2, I think they'll stop for subs and stuff.
Okay.
In the club game, the coaches will use that to sub to run the clock out. For high school, they stop the clock.
Gotcha. A chess match move there on the club level. Huh?
Right, right.
Approaching 8 minutes left here, first half.
For the club, you always sub your outside mid that's way over on the other end.
Of course you do. Of course you do. And it's a steady jog. Just
That's
a
for
slow, steady jog
For
to get
sure.
off the field. Grandville really has been in command of control for the first half of this game here. Sailors, again, like Art mentioned, looking to try to get something moving, something to go down. What adjustments do you think Coach Bill is going to look at doing to try to change the direction of this game?
I think he's got to put numbers up. What I mean by that is you have to put more players in the attacking end. Right now we're playing with 2 forwards and you have 1 attacking mid, so you're really attacking with 3.
Right.
But they're not putting tons of numbers down in our end. So having 4 defenders and a couple holding mids, and we're really wasting players down here. And Bill will make the adjustment, and we'll start to see a little more attack.
Sure.
Our outside backs will probably be a little more aggressive up the field.
When do you make that adjustment? Do you do that at halftime, or would you do that now? I mean,
soccer's tough to change on the fly as much because you don't have the timeout to be like, hey, I need you to start playing differently. But you slowly make it, a couple subs here, a couple subs there to get that message across. But majority of your change comes at halftime.
Gotcha. Looks like Lopez down there in the corner working and he kicks it out. It's going to be a goal kick. So a costly turnover. Opportunities anytime down in the Grandville end. If it results in that, it's just taking away those opportunities, which are few and far between right now for the Sailors.
For sure. They're 1v1 defending us very well.
Right.
They're not stabbing at the ball. They're delaying us, letting us make the mistake, and then they step in.
Yep, and which keeps everybody else covered.
Yep.
In 1v1 is difficult to get anything set up to be able to find a great shot.
Yeah, it keeps them very organized.
And as you mentioned, putting numbers up front, changing the actual ratio of players up there could make that difference. The only drawback to that is when they move fast the other end, you don't have nearly as many defenders.
Right.
Another opportunity here for the Bulldogs. Great save by Semlo, but he's unable to hold it. They get it in the back of the net. So we'll take a look on Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay one more time. Walks right up there. Semlo got a great stop on it, but it just rattled right above him.
Yeah, that's just a lot of confusion out of the defense. They, instead of going at the ball or the player with the ball, I think somebody thought that this guy was going and the other guy thought the other guy was going, so they both peeled away while he dribbled in.
That's that gelling together and understanding. Yeah. A lot of times you don't even have to speak when you know exactly how the other teammate's going to be playing, and it really has been tough for the team to get any sense of that with so many injuries and illnesses over the first 15 games of the season.
Yeah, for sure.
So the Bulldogs tack on another one here before half. 5:14 left in the first half. Sailors down 4-0 now. man, does he move. That's Antonio, right?
Yep.
Boy, he's got an opportunity. Oh! It's another one of those where if you would have had your other player over just a little bit quicker, he misses that little bit in front of that last post, or that side, the right post, and might have been able to get a header or at least some body on it
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
redirect.
Sometimes he's too fast for his own good. He gets in and doesn't have any help.
What a combination between Lewis and Lopez.
Yeah.
They're both. Are they working opposite sides? Is that typically when they're out there playing? Do they work opposite sides?
Normally one will be. They kind of both angle to the same side, but one will be more central, one will be more.
There's Lewis right there, unable to keep it.
Number 22 has been a good player for us here.
Brown, yep.
Yep, a transfer from Owasso.
Really?
Yep, he's new to the team this year, senior, but new to the area. He's really done a good job for us as well.
3:45 left first half of play. Brown with a touch, unable to keep it. Grandville controls. Great. It doesn't matter which end of the field. It seems like Grandville has a lot of control right now.
Yeah, they're
Good
very
footwork
composed.
and, yep.
We're chasing the game a little bit right now, trying to figure it
Yeah.
out, and with a 4-goal lead, it's going to be tough for us to.
Sure. Couple more subs coming in for Grandville and the Sailors, it looks like. Approaching the 3 minutes left mark on the first half of play here at the Sailor Soccer Complex. Again, want to thank everybody for joining us here from the Sailor Soccer Complex on senior night for the boys varsity soccer. Struggling a bit here first half. Sailors leaving that dangerously open right there. These, boy, it makes it tough for a keeper when they're just loose and open straight out in front. There's no angle to. Oh, you got such a wide variety of shots you need to protect from, and it just does not help your keeper at all having that wide open.
We're not having a very good. As much as I talked about them having great 1v1 situations, we are just the opposite today. We are reaching in at balls and jumping into tackles that we should be delaying on, so they don't have all this room.
You know, with Grandville coming into town here, how are they as far as their history of their program? Are they considered a perennial powerhouse in the OK Red?
No, they're the mid-level.
Okay.
Mid-level, but mid-level OK Red is usually quite a bit better than
Yeah,
everyone
you're
else.
talking about a lot more, pick and choose, athletes and just sheer number of students within those Division I teams. Who's obviously Grand Haven is one of the perennial powerhouses around here for us to
Grand
face
Haven
off
for
of.
Division I.
Yep.
Reese Puffer this year has a good program, good team.
Okay.
You'll look at West Otto again will be a tough out. We have them in first round of districts. Usually Spring Lake in our area is usually a good program. Fruitport is hit and miss. This year they're a good team this year.
So there's a lot of competition.
Yeah.
This year,
Yep.
some pretty solid play from our other competitors. 40 seconds left in the first half of play here. Sailors just looking to get off this field, hit the reset button, and hopefully be able to counteract this heavy dose of Bulldogs that they've brought in from Grandville. 27 seconds ticking down. Semelo sends it into play. Just can't seem to get it over that midfield mark very often. Go the other way.
No, they're starting to step up their numbers actually into our attack as well. So it's going to continue to get a lot harder if they keep pushing up more.
7, 6,
Tim Lipan, the public announced address extraordinaire here, not counting down the final seconds of the first half. That takes us to halftime, where the Sailors really struggling to find the gears that they need to meet at the Grandville Bulldog level. Grandville on this senior night taking a 4-0 lead here in the first half of play, but we're going to take a break. We'll be back for the second half in just a little bit, and hopefully the Sailors can find how to make this work.
I'm Colin Couture. I'm a senior. I run cross country, and the team is doing well. I hope we can continue that to place in cities.
Hi, my name is Ellery Hornis. I'm a sophomore on the cross country team, and our team has been improving a lot, and we hope to win the city meet.
Hi, I'm Summer Darrow. I'm a senior this year on the girls varsity golf team. So far, our season has been going really well. We are currently #1 in our conference, and we placed top 5 in most of our invitationals this year. We are hoping to win conference championships and continue on as far as we can.
Hello, I'm Victor Powell. I play 2 singles on the high school tennis team, and right now our season's going really well. We won our first conference match against Reeds Puffer 6-2, and I'm hoping that we're able to win our cities tournament as well as our conference.
My name is Ethan Lopez. I'm a senior captain here at Moore Shores High School. Season started off a little rough. We're 2-6-1 right now in the moment. We have a few more games left. I feel like we can pull through. I've been proud of the boys. We've been working hard, and we'll see what we can accomplish in the next few games.
My name is Kyan Hellman, and I'm a senior on the girls varsity volleyball team. This year we are off to a really good start, and we're 17-3 so far. And our goals for this year is to win cities, win conference, and also win districts.
My name is Luke Emmons. I'm a senior captain for the football team, and we are 2-1 right now. We just beat Reese Puffer in our Sailor Salute game. And one thing I'm hoping for the season is that we just continue to get better each week and continually improve.
Hi, my name is Eva Stow. I'm a senior on the girls swim team. Our season started out a little rough, but we're hoping to improve and do better in our dual meets.
From truck beds to bed beds, we've got your home and auto covered. Combine your home and auto with Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, and you could save $650. That's like 325 gallons of gas, or 21 sets of comfy sheets. So, trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. We shop a variety of insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frankenmuth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate. In Muskegon County, trust Ryan Rozicki to start a quote for you today. Visit Ryan at our Norton Avenue office in the Park Place Shopping Center near Goodwill and Pites and Courts Restaurant, or visit lmcu.org/insurance to get started.
Looking to buy or sell? Look no further than our broadcast booth sponsor, John Vandervelde at Nexus Realty. Give him a call at 231-759-3634 or go see him at 880 West Broadway Avenue in Muskegon. Nexus Realty, team-based real estate professionals. Lakeside Cafe is a family-run business that started in 2013. Located right off the shores of Lake Michigan, it features many delicious meals along with excellent service and a family-friendly atmosphere. Breakfast is served all day, open 7 days a week. Both dine-in and takeout available. Quality ingredients, endless options. Lakeside Cafe. Trophy House is your #1 source for fan gear, corporate and team sales, trophies, awards, and more. Visit them in their new showroom, right next door from their old showroom on Henry Street. If it can be logoed, they're your resource. Your brand is their business.
Carmichael Heating and Air Conditioning is locally owned and operated to best serve you, our friends and neighbors. We are proud to support our local schools, local sports, and community events. We're a vibrant and growing company, financially strong and stable, and we're here to stay.
Like football, financial victories require a sound game plan and a commitment to your success.
For your success, put the Braver team on your sidelines.
Go Shores!
Blended Furniture Market is all about finding the blend of styles that fit your home. Run fast down the field and then pop over to Blended Furniture Market for us to help you create the place you want to relax after the big game. Have fun! Go Sailors!
At Shores, we value integrity, doing the right thing when no one's watching.
At Meddendorf Real Estate, we do the right thing because it's the right thing.
Shores football values accountability, doing the right thing for your teammates every play.
At Meddendorf Real Estate, we do what our clients expect us to do every time.
When I played football at Shores, one thing we were was hard working.
At Meddendorf Real Estate, we're go-getters. We believe in long hours and hard work.
Moving is always a battle. Well, it's Green Door Movers to the rescue. We're the Movengers. We can fight the moving battle for you in a green, environmentally friendly way. Our green vested heroes have a 5-star Google rating. Give us a call today.
When you're smiling, when you're smiling, when you're smiling.
This is Horizons Dental, and we are committed to supporting our community.
We're also committed to helping you find your best smile.
Go Sailors!
And the world will smile.
I like my steak well done, the taters fried, football games on Monday night. It's just who I am, a meat and potato man.
This season, Preferred Auto Dealerships are proud to sponsor Mona Shores football. We have 5 locations on the lakeshore to serve all your automotive needs. Visit us today. Have a great season and go Sailors. All roads lead to Preferred. Visit us at drivepreferred.com.
What makes a champion? Honesty, hard working, values teamwork and their community, and desires to be the best. That's why champions choose Benton Baker. Search Benton Baker for a location near you.
And welcome back, everybody. Sailor Nation Sports Network here. John Vandervelde, the Nexus Realty broadcast booth. And we are high above the Sailor Soccer Complex here on senior night for the Mona Shores Boys Varsity Soccer. And we're starting the second half here, and we're starting it from a very big hole for the Sailors, down 4-0 here against the Bulldogs of Grandville. Looking to find some sort of identity here really today. With me for this game is Art Dorsey, the JV coach for the Mona Shores Sailors. Thanks for joining us again, Art. You're doing a fantastic job. So
sure. They need just one. They need one to get going here and hopefully steal the momentum and go from there.
Yeah, one can turn into two. I tell you what, you get 2 of them. Boy,
Yeah.
that's a pendulum swing right there.
Yep. And this team's capable.
Yep. So here the Sailors go. 40 more minutes of play at the Sailor Soccer Complex. Nice feed down. Antonio fast. I'll tell you, between Lopez and Lewis, it's fun to watch those guys move. They've got to be 2 of the fastest kids on the field.
Oh, for sure.
Between both teams.
Just about every game. It looks like they made an adjustment and took their outside mid to put him back on defense, probably because of Antonio.
Just a little bit more of a stranglehold on the offense.
Yeah, I think they put him back there. He was a pretty fast outside player, and I think that they moved him back to try to match that speed a little bit.
How long is a regular season for varsity soccer?
Usually runs probably 20 games. Most teams will have 16 season games and then some tournament stuff, some dual tournaments, double stuff that they'll do.
So you're looking at probably another half dozen or more games after this, maybe?
We'll have Saturday, and then we'll go into our conference tournament, which will be 3 games.
Okay.
So we have 4 regular season games left, and then we'll go into districts.
Okay, so you're 4 games. Gotcha. Where are districts?
They are the first. Actually, you know what? I'm not even sure where the districts are at this year.
Oh, they got an opportunity here. Just nobody there.
Oh.
Nobody there. Oh,
I can see number 4 coming in late, and that's who's supposed to be up.
Yep.
I think it's at West Ottawa, I believe.
Okay.
They haven't done the official draw, but it looks like we're going to be playing West Ottawa first.
Okay. Another big challenge right up front.
Right.
To start off districts for the Sailors. Bulldogs dump it down into the Sailor end. Sailors looking to move it to the outside. Kick it out of bounds. Well, the rain has dissipated and held off. A few sprinklers early on. I think it might have been a drop or 2 so far as we've gone through the latter half of the first half. Now we're into the second half of play here, and we might just make it through mostly unscathed as far as the weather goes. Art, how much of an impact, like if it started even drizzling or heavy rain, how much of an impact is that on this game?
I think because both teams aren't really possession teams, it doesn't have a super big impact just because it's not short passes, it's not pass and move, not controlling the ball. Both teams tend to try to play over their midfield. So while it does affect it because you're trying to run balls down that are going to slide, and controlling it once you get to goal. But both of these teams are the style of play they play. It doesn't have as big an impact.
Where it would be footing, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Leave an opening for that style of play to kind of make a quick break or something like that.
Yeah, which, honestly, the way Shores plays with trying to play over the top to the two forwards, it's a lot harder for the defense to churn and recover on some of those when the forward's running forward and you're playing it through. So the field does weather a little tough here. So that could be an impact, just the footing part of it.
Right. Well, hopefully we won't have to deal with that.
Right.
All right. Sailors looking to kind of set something up. I noticed that it feels like Grandville's not pushing nearly as hard. Like they're just kind of settling back and really playing some quality defense.
Yeah, they're falling numbers back, so they'll probably just counter, keep numbers back so they can heavily defend. We're starting to send numbers up too. You'll start to notice that our outside backs now are playing way higher on the pitch, trying to get towards the goal. We have one defensive mid back now, and our wings are starting to play higher. So naturally, they'll start falling more players back to try to match our numbers.
Sailors just looking for an opportunity. This could be it.
Oh, we just overran it.
That's Brown, right?
Yep.
It's good footwork down there.
Yeah, very good, very composed player.
Shot on goal. Goes a little wide to the left. Boy.
I actually thought that was in.
Yep. A little wide to the left. It was very close. It was a good shot. I mean,
that
was a great shot on goal. Sometimes you run into making too many moves, too many dribbles, too many passes.
Yep.
That felt right. It just a little bit off mark, and the keeper was in good position for it too.
Yeah, Easton, as good as he's been for this program, the last few games, he has maybe tried to overdo it a little bit.
Another opportunity.
That's
off the post. Oh.
No, he's a lot better player when he simplifies it. Couple touches and pass. Sometimes he gets caught trying to take 5 or 6 guys.
Yep.
But I mean, he can beat 5 or 6 guys. He has. Unfortunately, sometimes that becomes your habit.
It feels a little too natural to try to do that.
Right. No, he's a great player. He's been really great for the program. He was another kid that was faced with a decision this year on
shot on goal, gets it up and in. So the Sailors get on the board. We'll take a look on the Lake Michigan Insurance instant replay here. Good, just a nice arc shot right from the center. Just beautiful.
Yeah, yep. That's a situation where he moved the ball around, received the pass, and had 1 to beat instead of 4.
So, Bulldogs look like they're playing willing to give up 1,
Yeah.
Sailors are going to capitalize on it, and they put 1 in the back. It's 4-1 now, 3 goals down still. Still quite a hole to crawl out of, but you got to score the first one before you can score the second.
Well, that's for sure, and we'll see if their numbers change, if they start moving more up to the attack to try to.
Looking to wind the clock.
Tim, your clock's stuck.
Defense clears it out of there. That was a dangerous opportunity for the Bulldogs. Approaching 33 minutes left here in the game. Second half of play. Again, now that the Sailors are on the board, you can feel a little bit more pushback from the Bulldogs here.
Oh, I see they changed goalkeepers.
Yep, we're Caden, right? Or not Dylan Brady, correct?
Yep. Was assisted by Antonio Lewis.
Both goalkeepers have been great pillars for this program.
Yeah.
They've really pushed each other. And I think we're going to have that next year going forward, too. I think Parker Rose will be – he's been the keeper in the program for a couple years, but is injured this year, injured his hand. And then we decided to reach out to a guy that used to play some club stuff that hasn't played soccer in a couple years. And he decided that he'll play some goalkeeper for us.
Is that right?
Yeah, and so then he started out. We have both Teachmo boys are all-state goalkeepers, and they do some great training. And he's just come a long ways as a goalkeeper, and so I think you're going to see this for the next couple of years.
Very nice.
Yeah, one's a freshman and one's a sophomore, but I think that you'll see both of them up just because you're losing both here.
Sure. Sailors looking to put a little bit more pressure on. Bulldogs controlling for the most part. That's good footwork by Bulldogs there. You know, I got to tell you a story, Art. Back in my, my pro rec league coaching days that I had, I have never played soccer. I never played any organized other than like elementary school or pickup game here, that kind of stuff. And of course, I, like many involved parents, I got roped into being a coach because back then it was hard. Some people just didn't want to coach, and finding a coach for a team was difficult. So I stepped up. I'll do my part. So, very first practice, it was Noah's team, and sent them a lap around the field, and I pulled all the parents together, introduced myself, that kind of stuff, and I told them, I said, I have no idea what I'm doing. Just letting you know right now, I don't know anything about soccer. I know just enough to get us through, but I do know enough about hockey, so I'm probably going to be talking left wing, right wing as a center and defense, and we'll go from there. We'll see how that happens. It translated okay. We did all right. So,
especially at those ages where the 8s, 9s, and 10s, you're playing five plus a keeper.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean,
I just left it right there.
Yeah.
So I can't be the only parent that ever did that.
Oh, no. Trust me. Being involved in 25 years, I bet you there's quite a bit that hockey dads who have stepped up and oh, for sure.
Oh, yes. Yeah, so that's my confession to the guru of soccer around here is that I didn't let anybody check anyone into the board.
Sure, right. Good thing there was no boards.
So we've got a direct kick here. Oh, man, that arc. A little too high on that one, but you could see he's got some good movement on that ball.
His dips at the end very, very much.
Is that something that's taught? Like, can you teach that on English on the ball with your when
and a lot of times they'll take the ball and they'll go out to the field themselves and see, each kid strikes it a little different and can make manipulate the ball in different ways, and a lot of that you learn just by taking the ball out and hitting a few.
29-11 left here in this contest. Sailors trail 4-1.
Good throw.
Nice crowd here on senior night. You guys have had some really nice crowds overall, I've seen, for the soccer program.
Yeah, they do a good job. They do a good job of getting the kids out here, too, and getting them excited about, becoming a Sailors soccer player.
Substitute for the Sailors, it's Antonio Lewis.
Now, you mentioned, boys soccer here, girls soccer over at West Michigan Christian. Is that what you?
Yep, I'm leaving Grand Rapids Catholic to come back a little closer to home.
Yep.
And then I'll do the JV and assist for varsity at Western Michigan Christian.
Gotcha. Do Sailors ever get an opportunity to play against West Michigan Christian? Is there ever a?
Yeah, we played this Saturday. Actually, we played WMC this Saturday.
No kidding.
So they last year was our first year creating this Heroes Cup.
Yep.
So last year Bill had a parachuter drop in and deliver the cup, and this year it's at WMC this Saturday.
Nice. Very nice.
I have no idea what they have planned, but
are they
we'll
calling it the Heroes Cup as well?
Yep.
Okay. Very nice.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to have those extra trophy games where they mean maybe a little bit more.
Well, we actually just got done with a couple of them with the football, trying to do that. We mentioned, trying to do that. Bill's got the Heroes Cup. Try to get some of those crosstown rivalry things that mean just a little bit more. You think of, like the Paul Bunyan trophies and Little Brown Jugs. The same
absolutely.
thing. It's so cool, like Montague and Whitehall with their Battle of the Bell up there that they have. Anything you can do that in any sport, like soccer, football, baseball. It's just fun. It's just nice save. Man, I'll tell you, the Sailors are really having a difficult time, and they're not making it any easier when they do get quality shots with saves like that.
No, their keeper's had a great game. The few chances we have had, he's stepped up.
Yep, correct. There was a couple of quality opportunities there. They just weren't able to capitalize. 26-44 here. We do have some stoppage. I don't know if it's trying to see what we're looking at. A penalty of some sort, Art? Did you see what it was?
I don't know.
Well, it looks like it's going to be
probably a drop ball because White had the ball, so he'll drop it to them. They'll pull the blue player back. He should. And then the white player, because he stopped the whistle when they had possession, he'll just drop it to him.
Okay.
Looks like it might have been something that happened off the field. Somebody was maybe injured and walked off the field. Yeah, now you'll see Grandville starting to push their numbers up again. Try to change the momentum back into their favor a little bit.
Well, it would be crucial for the Sailors to be able to get goal number 2.
Yeah. Yeah, they need it here.
Grandville going to get called for that trip. All right, so Sailors got a little bit of an opportunity here, hopefully to be able to set something up, maybe get a clean shot or get a rebound. This is where we talk about, the rebound opportunities. You don't have to chase up. They're already going to be up there,
And while the keeper's made some great saves for Grandville, he doesn't hang onto the ball a whole lot, so they will give up some rebound chances if we get it there.
Yeah, Grandville clears it out of the zone relatively quick. 25 minutes, 20 seconds left in the game. Give a shout out to our usual partner in crime here in the broadcast booth, Mr. Nick Davros. Nick not feeling well today, a little tired. He opted to opt out of tonight's broadcast, which was perfectly fine, and we want to make sure that he stays healthy. And another shout out for Mr. Kimikotos, who's going to have some surgery and not be with us for our volleyball broadcast on Thursday and our football broadcast on Friday. So the Sailor Nation Sports Network crew undergoing some maintenance and upkeep to keep everybody healthy and fresh.
Seems like everybody needs that right now.
Yep, that's for sure.
Some stuff going around.
Oh, shot on goal. Beautiful save by the keeper. Straight on. We'll take a look real quick on the Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay. It's a good angle as a straight-on shot, really. He didn't have to work much, but able to keep it in front of him and control the rebound.
Yeah, he dropped to his knees a little soon. If we could have got a little more pace on that ball, that might have really made some noise.
Ooh, that one's going to go against the Sailors.
Yeah, this might be a yellow card.
He hasn't decided yet. He's got it out. Yep, he is going to give him the yellow card. So was that a trip?
I think he's given it to him for multiple fouls. So this is probably maybe the third time that this has happened in the last few minutes. And so, and it being the same player. Same player commits that many fouls in a short amount of time, they'll hit him with a yellow. Send him off for a minute, cool him off, and then let him back on.
Antonio looking to control. Good feed, a little too far. Again, the dump back and forth takes away so much momentum.
Yeah. Yeah, both teams don't use their midfield tons.
Hard to really set anything up and get some good quality shots when most of the play is back and forth at midfield.
Yeah. At this point, too, I'm sure Grandville's just okay with that.
Yep. You'd mentioned it earlier, a little heavy legs. Looks like there might be a little bit of the steam running out for the Sailors on some of these opportunities.
Yeah, they really do need another one here soon if there's going to be a chance. It's
Burgess pushing it out. Looks like it's going to be a corner kick for the Bulldogs.
Substituting for the Bulldogs, number 18, Jack.
What's the reason behind the handoff of that jersey? What does that do?
So, you know, sometimes players will sub and then not call their player off. And so you end up with 12 players on the field. We had the situation today for JV where 3 of my players ran on, didn't call their player off, and we ended up with an extra player on the field. So this way, you know, if you have a shirt and you hand off the shirt, there's 3 shirts going on, 3 shirts coming off.
Gotcha. Got a player down. It looks like Grayson Drexler. He's down behind our net.
Yeah, he's been battling some leg problems pretty much all season. Back, leg, head. He's had a
banged up.
Yeah, pretty tough go this season. Played very well this season so far, but just he's really toughened it out.
Okay, he is up. It's favoring his right foot.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's
might be cramping. Let's hope.
Yeah, he's definitely running gingerly, but not as in like an injury type thing.
Yeah.
Not favoring a knee or an ankle or anything like that, and he is coming off. Give him at least a little bit of a break. 20:52 left here, second half of play. I was trying to figure it out. Is this Bill's second or third year?
This is Bill's second year as the head coach, but he helped Mike Apostle, who was the prior coach for a few years, I believe.
Yep. I do remember that. I couldn't remember if it was 2 or 3. Time gets away from you after a while. You start getting as busy as what we do, Art. I don't know what I had for breakfast half the time.
I hear that. I hear that.
Sailor Swarm trying to take that ball away. Boy, Grandville just controls so well.
Yeah, very strong on the ball.
Yeah. A little pushing down there results in opportunity for the Bulldogs. What makes a penalty a direct versus indirect? How is that decided?
So most of the time, if it's something that you physically do to a player, it'll be direct.
Okay.
Stuff that happens that's not like physically done to the player ends up most of the time indirect. So tripping, pushing, handball, most of these are direct calls. Indirect is, stepping on the field on a throw-in will be a throw-in for the other team, or could be indirect. You could have indirects on offsides.
Sure.
It's just something that's not actually happening to your opponent.
Gotcha.
And you'll know by what it is. If the ref raises his hand, it's indirect. If he keeps his hand down, then it's direct.
Gotcha. Throw in by the Sailors, looking to center it up. Bring it back. Working that outside to Brown, it looked like. Nice shot across. Sailors right there could have an opportunity. Got to get that shot right now. I tell you, Grandville closes fast.
Yeah.
They don't have much of an opportunity. You got to take those.
They're playing very smart right now. They're putting all their numbers back and all in the middle of the field. So if we're going to...
So before that beautiful shot that went into the back of the net that doesn't count.
So it looked like he was offside. It looked like he came from an offside position, onside to receive the ball. And so I'm sure the AR down here probably flagged him before the shot. Great shot, but...
That is so tough. When you get tight down there at the offsides like that, there's just some awesome opportunities. You're just a little bit offsides and it shoots the whole thing right in the foot.
Yeah, and especially you'll get players that they get a little frustrated because they're not checking their line, and then all of a sudden they come back and they receive the ball and they feel like they're onside, but they came from a spot where they were offsides and where the next person touched the ball.
17:36 left here in play.
On the yellow card for the Sailors, number 12, Evan McPherson.
So another yellow card.
I didn't see who got the yellow.
It was Evan McPherson.
Oh.
Noah Ross in for the Sailors as well.
So a couple of yellow cards by the Sailors tonight. How critical do those play? And obviously you lose a player for a minute or so.
Yeah, as long as they're not followed up by a second yellow, then you're usually okay.
Right.
But you do have to change your game a little bit if you're on a yellow. You can't be as physical, and some players can play through it, and other players you got to take off because they kind of play on the edge. You don't want to be down a player.
Could cost you. And when a player does get a red card for any reason, whether it's two yellows or otherwise, you play a person down, correct?
Yeah, you play a player down this game, and then that player has to sit out the following game as well.
So that's pretty critical. And that's regardless, correct? If
Yep.
you get two yellows and it results in a red, or if it's straight up red for whatever infraction it is, correct?
Yeah, and sometimes with the reds, you might get a hard red, and that might be a couple game suspension or a 3-game suspension, depending on what that red's for.
Nice pass, looking to set it up. We got several up there, ready to go. Just need to get it centered.
Oh,
that's an opportunity right there.
Yep.
Oh, man, you are right. That guy does not hold on to the ball real well. He gets some good stops, but does not hold on to it.
We just got to follow it up.
Unable to capitalize, yep. 16:48 left. Second half of play. Clock now becoming one of the main enemies here to the Sailors. It's a tough Grandville team. Down any goals, let alone 3, is going to be tough as we start to count down towards the end of this contest. Sailors get a turnover.
I think eventually here we'll have to start pushing even more numbers up.
You really don't have much of a choice.
No. Always.
Sailors just looking for some magic, even if it's a look what I found kind of a goal.
Right.
You can't find those unless you put it on net. But, man, they really do box out any opportunities.
Yeah, they are very patient, and they let us make the mistake. I mean, we dribbled the ball out of the end line. He didn't reach in. He didn't try to win the ball. Just try to stay in front of us and let us make the mistake. And today, we seem to be. But looks like we're going to get rewarded with a corner on that.
Yep. Must have decided it went off of one of the Bulldog players.
Yeah, perfect.
15-21. Counting down.
For the Bulldog, number 4, Jackson Kidd. In for the Sailors.
Incoming corner kick. The header was there, but sent it way back out. There's a nice takeaway. Feed up to Lopez. Lopez fast on the outside. He gets an opportunity. Boy, they even close him up pretty fast, don't they?
Yeah, they start to send numbers his way, knowing, he really wants that shot.
You're right, though. The numbers up front means that those defensive players are going to really have to run to get back.
Yeah.
Nice easy shot for Dylan Brady to handle. Inside 15 minutes left now, second half of play. Brady sends it down the field. Sailors take control, moving it down. Nice cross. Nice centering pass. Oh, just a little too much steam on that one. That's great. That was a great opportunity.
Yeah, great flick. I think he's going to get a warning maybe for getting a little too close to the keeper.
Looking at it from my perspective, it looked like the ball's loose. He's still playing.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like there was anything, malicious or even dangerous with what he did.
No, I think the refs sometimes ref the score, and you're trying to make sure that something doesn't happen or doesn't get ugly with the score being what it is.
Somebody trying a little too hard,
right?
Or a little. It's a dump. That's a nice turnover, and then a shot. Boy, that almost snuck underneath.
Yeah. It'd have been nice to see him go back bar there, but
yeah,
I get what he's doing.
Sailors with an opportunity, unable to capitalize once again. 12:43 left.
Yeah, that was a great ball over the top.
Mm-hmm. Shot on goal, just high. That was another good shot on goal right there by the Bulldogs. Earlier in the game, scoring on a similar shot. This one was a little bit further out, but that arc. Great arc. Looks like Grandville switching up goalies now. They just brought in a replacement.
So it looks like we added another forward. Took one of our guys out of the mid, and we're going to go 3 forwards up top. Couple attacking mids as well.
So with Grandville substituting keepers, I would suspect that at this point in the game, that's for one of two reasons. Either there was an injury or they're just giving some playing time to
trying to
another
get them
keeper.
some minutes. Yep. Yeah, you're up by 3. I think they feel safe with where they're at and try to get some experience for some players that maybe wouldn't get it otherwise.
Corner kick for the Sailors. 11:20 counting. That corner kick is cleared out. Moved down by Grandville. Grandville playing keep away now was helping the clock run down, 10:59. You could sense that that's what they're doing, too, is just that ball control is clock control at this point.
Yep. Yeah, you can't score if you don't have the ball.
It's really good ball control all the way around. Brady comes out, picks it up. Oh, a little higher than I think he wanted.
Right.
Lopez couldn't quite get there soon enough.
Yeah, if we keep playing vertical like this, they'll start dropping their players back even farther and just have the head start on us to retrieve some of those balls. We're going to have to start using the midfield here in a little bit.
Inside 10 minutes left now to play here.
Opportunity for moment short, number 19, Cole.
Sailor Nation Sports' very own Cohen Holman being substituted in. Cohen plays defense or midfield?
He usually plays in the midfield, center mid. Usually a defensive center mid.
Okay.
Great vision, great player, plays with great pace, really knows the game. He's a ball winner. He'll be a kid that, you'll every 50-50 ball, every high pressure usually has him being the kid putting it on.
A lot of kids look at the potential opportunities for college or beyond as far as, opportunities go. Which kids, do you see with, significant shots at doing so?
I think on this group you'll have Ethan Lopez for sure. He'll find somewhere still undecided where he wants to play. Cohen is one as well that's really motivated to play some college soccer. Adam Fleener, who's the sophomore that's in the back, is just now starting to interest peaking a little bit for some college soccer. I think Ethan here, number 4, could possibly find himself a spot to play, but I think he last conversation we had, he was looking at more the school side, maybe not doing soccer, but we've got a few.
So, again, the MLS opportunities, what you get to see, everything else. I see we've got Ethan Fulton. He was down here. He's hurt. He's favoring his his left leg. He's limping off now.
So Ethan has played over half the season with a broken bone in his foot.
Really?
He's a senior year, and I think he's just trying to tough it out.
Yeah.
So he'll I'm sure will come off here for a minute, and then they'll deal with the pain, lessen the pain a little bit, and I'm sure he'll be right back in. Yeah. He's had a great season for what he's going through.
Sure. Any offers yet for any of the students from any colleges?
Easton has quite a few, from my understanding. The last week he was talking to Davenport. We have a few Sailor boys already at Davenport, and I know Cohen's had a few.
Okay.
I think both keepers could play college if that's what they chose, but it sounds like both of them are looking more at the academic side.
6:58 left here, second half of play. Sailors still down 4-1. Now, you look at it from the standpoint of different levels. You've got high school, you've got college, you've got semi-pro, pro, all that kind of stuff. When you look at, take football, for example, there's a pretty clear delineated step. You go from high school to college, you have a draft, or you're undrafted and you go into the NFL.
Yep.
Basketball, similar. Now they've added in some G League stuff where you might go kind of the minors and baseball, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But they all typically in those sports go from high school to college to whatever. And I noticed in hockey, they go high school to some of these other
like juniors.
Developmental
Yeah.
leagues and everything for 3-4 years before they ever even get called up to college.
Yeah.
And then they do college, and then they go pro.
Right.
What's the pathway for soccer? Where does that go for them?
Soccer's still high school or club to college.
Pretty traditional. then, right?
Yeah, you're starting to see some academies that are popping up where kids will go there for maybe a year or two before they go to college. Yeah, otherwise it's pretty standard. I think the difference between like football, there's no club football. You play high school or you play
and you're done.
Yeah,
or you go on. And I wondered, with the MLS leagues and all these other, so many different tiered leagues, I didn't know if that throws off that process or changes it in any way, adding different steps or that kind of stuff.
It's become pretty watered down with all of the crazy stuff. Like, it used to be when you played soccer, you had recreation soccer, and then you had select soccer, and then you had premier soccer, then you had what was called MRL, which is above premier. That's where your top level kids played. Well, now this soccer tree has grown many branches. Many different programs want money. So Michigan State Youth Soccer was making money at the MRL level, and then the U.S. Youth Soccer said, well, I'd like to get a piece of that pie, so I'm going to create the Directors Academy. And then another group, MLS, decides, hey, there's a lot of money in youth soccer. Let's create another branch of that tree. And before you know it, now you have National League and you have ECNL and it's all basically the same level.
How do you keep them all figured out? Like,
you don't.
You just make a choice and go with it. Right?
Yeah. They've even come up with clubs have created their own money grab, and there's this thing called E64 where all of, we'll say, Midwest United will go and play against. They'll take all of their age groups, their top teams in their age groups, and go play a club out of Ohio. And then so they'll all play each other that day. And supposedly it's, a higher level, but it's just all, because youth soccer's kind of become more of a money grab than anything else.
Sure. Well, and they're taking advantage of the popularity of it, too.
Oh, this is very true.
That many people interested in it means that there's a huge pool of people willing to spend money.
Yeah. And you know what? Everyone wants their kid to be the best, and so, they can't be the best unless they play this league or that league, and unfortunately, that's not always the case, but that's what they're being sold. And
3:30 left here in the game. Sailors trail 4-1 to the Grandville Bulldogs here on senior night. What's the furthest any one of these players is traveling right now to play in the league? Grand Rapids area? Probably?
I think you have Easton's group is a ECNL team, I believe, and so they'll have games in California, Florida, Texas.
Yeah. I like the home league. Is
the home league. Yeah,
so Grand Rapids-ish?
Yeah, Grand Rapids. He's playing for Michigan Rangers, from my understanding, which is based out of Grandville.
Sure. I know Cohen has, last year he went down to Florida for some tournaments and stuff. So, it's amazing that at that league there's a shot on goal by Cohen right there. But just being able to travel around the country to play soccer like that, geez, oh Pete.
Yeah, it's amazing what parents and families will do to try to find that competition.
Sure.
Yeah, youth soccer definitely has changed in the last probably 10 years compared to what it was, for sure. It was a lot more popular, and a lot more kids doing it. Grand Rapids is actually a great soccer bed. We've played some teams over in this USA Cup. Some of our Storm teams that went over there, and some of their high-level premier teams, our select teams are competing with, but would not compete with some of the high-level teams from Grand Rapids.
Sure.
So Michigan soccer actually is pretty quality.
Nice. Well, it's definitely providing opportunities here at the local level,
Yeah,
whether
for
it be
sure.
at the high school or the MLS or even the rec league stuff, giving people, inspiring kids to get out there and try soccer just by seeing so many other people playing soccer. It's really been good all the way around.
Yeah, you're starting to see, back growing up when I grew up, you'd get home, go outside, and go to your buddy's house and play basketball and all that.
Yep.
And you haven't really seen soccer played like that, and you're starting to see that all over the place now.
Yeah.
Grand Rapids has probably 7 or 8 outdoor courts that they've taken from a basketball court or a tennis court and created street soccer leagues and stuff.
No kidding.
Yep, there's one at Reese Park now in Muskegon.
No kidding.
They took the tennis courts and turned them into 2 futsal courts.
No
outdoor.
kidding. Oh.
You'll see guys that are 60 years old playing against kids that are 12 out there.
That's pretty awesome. So we're down to the last minute of play here. Sailors trailing 4-1 against this Bulldog team. Bulldogs came here to play, and they've pretty much controlled for the most part from start to finish. Sailors not able to get much of anything going either half. They did get their one lone goal in the second half here, but that's about it. Not a lot of real put together push by the Sailors at all throughout the rest of this game, or previously either. Grandville, it's hard to really get a good read because the Sailors haven't challenged them a lot. They just they look good.
Yeah.
Their record shows that they've struggled, but maybe they're figuring it out a little quicker than the Sailors are.
Yeah, it seems to be. It seems tonight anyway.
So 42 seconds. We did have a stoppage, another yellow card. At this time, I believe it may have been.
I think it was Graceland Drexler.
What was it on Drexler?
Yeah.
Okay.
He stepped into the play, and then the foul was called, and he pushed the player after the play.
That's at least the third yellow card that the Sailors have received.
Out of frustration.
Yeah, and really, it is a frustrating, season for the Sailors with the injuries and everything else. And I always feel a little bit for the seniors because they're thinking coming into it, this is going to be it. This is going to be the last year, the big year, and those struggles really just kind of hurt a little more with your last one.
That's for sure. And there's a lot of them this year. There's, like I said, 14.
14 going out. 10 seconds left here, and the Sailors are going to lose this one to the Bulldogs on senior night. Hoping with a little bit of rest to get some of these players back. The Saturday's contest at the Heroes Cup over at West Michigan Christian will look a little bit different, and hopefully they come out on the winning end of that one. So
yeah, let's hope.
Yeah. So Art, thank you very much for coming up here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You can be up here anytime. You do a great job.
All right,
you do a
thanks a lot.
fantastic job. So for Art Dorsey, for Kim Akotis down on the camera, myself, Joe Kanukin, this is Sailor Nation Sports Network. We thank you for joining us for our broadcast. Our next broadcast is going to be the volleyball, girls volleyball over at the Sailor Center. We'll see you on Thursday. Take care and enjoy the rest of your week.